Hello and welcome back to my channel, Michael Barry's Hands of Reiki. I'm Michael Barry. Peace to you. I love you. This little series of videos that I'm going to do is called Miracles of Reiki. Over the past couple of years, there's been many miracles that I have seen where some people that I have facilitated Reiki for have been in a very bad state. One lady was in a coma, about to cross over, and another was her brother, who was in a serious car accident. He was rear-ended and ended up having concussion and brain injury. I will do videos on that another time, on those stories. I have to get the okay from them if I can do those videos. I'm sure it'll be alright, but I still have to get their okay. More recent was a friend of mine whose daughter was involved in a horrible ATV accident. So I'm going to relay that message because I confirmed with him this evening that it was okay. So I'm going to read the timeline of all our text messages here for you so you get an understanding of exactly what transpired. So I've taken all of my text messages that we've been going back and forth with since July and compiled them together here. So I'm going to start reading them now for you. Monday, July 26, 2021. I was vacationing with my kids in Tupperville, Ontario. In the evening, I was going to bed and I received a text from a friend who said, "Mike, I need your vibes, brother. That quad accident is my daughter. It's real bad." I figured he must have thought I saw it on the news, but I hadn't. I immediately prayed and asked God to send the highest archangels to assist with her healing. I texted him that I did that and will continue to pray and have my kids pray too. I informed him we were on vacation and heading from Chatham to Tupperville as we had been horseback riding that day. Upon our return, I sent him a text to let him know we were back and asked him for the details. The next morning, he responded, "We're not really sure what happened, other than she hit a parked pickup so hard she moved it a foot. Her condition is very bad. Brain bleeds and bruising, broken nose, eye socket and cheek, broken ribs, collapsed lung, and the elbow and vertebrae broke and severed her spine. Her spine has been fused, but she is paraplegic." I was heartbroken with tears welling up. I reached out to a friend who is in a prayer group and asked him to pray and send her name along. I just happened to have crystals with me, so I went outside to a picnic table, and from 10:25 a.m. to 11 a.m. I sent Reiki healing energy using the Usui Reiki method. Wednesday, July 28th. I got home in the afternoon, unpacked my crystals, and at 2:15 I proceeded to facilitate an angelic Reiki treatment until 2:50 p.m. I informed him that I was finished and that with angelic Reiki it flows up to 21 to 28 days. I said that I did not know what the outcome would be, and that like anything, I just trust the energy and know it is going to do what it's meant to do. I let him know the importance of him giving her his love and sending her positive vibes of his own. Friday, July 30th. I created a YouTube channel, or YouTube video for my channel entitled Reiki for Brain and Back Pain, and I sent it to him at 3:35 p.m. I informed him that all he needs to do is play it in her room and it will help her healing process. I also sent it to a coworker friend who has had many concussions and back pain. Saturday, July 31st, I sent a text to my coworker friend to see how the video made him feel. He told me it made him feel extremely peaceful and he was not limping when he got to work, which he usually is. I passed this information to my friend. I then told him that I was going to reach out to someone else. I reached out to my friend Cheryl, who is a Reiki master with a business called Nature Within. I let her know what was going on with my friend's daughter. She told me she will do a prayer for her. August 8th, Cheryl uploaded a video to YouTube entitled New Moon into the Lion's Gate of Leo on her Nature Within channel. At the 20-minute mark of her video, she sent out healing for miraculous prayers for this young lady, plus healing for her family and friends. August 11th, I received a text from my friend at 8:30 p.m. stating the following. Well, what a couple of days. Yesterday she had an MRI or CAT scan on her brain. There's a small bleed, but more devastating is the fact that many neurons have torn in her brain. She would recognize me one minute, and then the next it was like there was no brain activity at all. I could not ever imagine that feeling of a parent whose daughter's in this condition. I just can't. He says, I was told this may be permanent due to the brain damage. This damage is called the diffuse axonal injury. Diffuse axonal injury. It is too early to tell what the extent of the damage will do to her. Then there's today. What a day. My baby girl's in there. The nurse told her to wiggle her fingers and she did. Wiggle her thumbs, she did. Thumbs up, she did. Stick out her tongue, she did. When asked if I was her dad, she nodded her head. Later, after the nurse had gone for some time, she was constantly looking at me. Then, I was holding her hand. She pulled my hand. I allowed her to. She pulled my hand up to her mouth. Puckered up and kissed my hands, lip smack and all. Yes, I bawled. I kissed her back. I showed her pics of her son and she cracked a smile as she could. What a difference a day makes. I informed her how I had been thinking about her earlier on my way to a potluck dinner and how I intended on contacting him later to see how she was doing, but he beat me to it and had already told me, and of course that I was very happy to hear the news of how much she has been improving. Now, I went on to braininjury.com because I did not know exactly what a diffuse axonal brain injury, DAI, was, and on their website it says that it is a form of extensive lesions found in the white matter of the brain. This type of brain injury occurs to about half of all cases of brain injury. Thus, it is known as the most common and devastating type of brain injury. It causes unconsciousness, and patients may end up in a vegetative state. The most common outcome is a coma. Sadly, based on research, over 90% of patients with severe diffuse axonal brain injury never regain consciousness. For those who are lucky to wake up, remain in a significantly impaired state. Diffuse axonal brain injury can vary from mild, such as concussion, to moderate and severe. It commonly happens during car accidents, falls, and for some instances, assaults. It is called diffuse because this type of widespread affecting a large larger area, unlike some other types of brain injuries that are focal or in one generalized area. Monday, August 23rd. I contacted my friend asking him for an update on his daughter. He replied, "She's doing very well, Mike. too well. She has her mind for sure and is stubborn as usual. Today they had to strap her to the bed because she tried exiting the bed. Today she also realized that she is paralyzed. She speaks in whispers, which are very hard to decipher at times, but her strength is definitely returning. I told them that it brought me to tears of joy, and I was so happy to hear that. Earlier, I had realized Cheryl had uploaded the video with her prayer on August 8th, and I had missed it. I informed him of this video and would send him some links. I let him know her name was in a couple of, his daughter's name was in a couple of prayer groups too. He responded, "Wow, well, please thank her for me. Something divine is working. She is healing way too fast." Saturday, September 4th, I contacted him again for an update, and he replied, "Hey Mike, she is now feeding herself and she can swallow again. She is literally like 51st Dates." That's a movie, 51st Dates with Adam Sandler. Every day is starting over. She remembers the past, distant past, but the more recent past and daily happenings are quickly forgotten. There are 8 stages to healing brain injuries, and she already went into stage 5. She is doing awesome. I let him know the joy that brought me and gave thanks to God and the crew for helping her. And that brings us to Tuesday, September 14th. I texted him the night before and and asked him if he got the link that I sent him of Cheryl, because I hadn't really heard back about that. He said that yes, it's weird. There was one night she went to sleep, and when she woke up, voila, intelligent conversation, retaining info, eating real food. It's really hard to understand, to be honest, but I am very thankful. She may not have her legs, but she has her life. Mentally, she is different, in a good way, but she's not the same. I called him this evening and asked him for more details. He said she seems more humble, and when he leaves after visiting, she tells him how much she appreciates him coming by to visit. He said she never talks like that. I asked about the man who found her when she had crashed. He told me that the man has never taken that road on his way to work, but something happened that morning and told him to go down that road. So he did, and that is when he found her. She could have laid there for hours, getting much worse. Other miracles have been happening with them financially, which I will not get into here. He told me that he's played my healing video for her many times and played the video of Cheryl that Cheryl had made twice. He just can't figure out how she is healing so fast from this. And I think we know why. God has blessed my friend Cheryl and I with gifts of being able to facilitate universal life force energy while asking God as angels for help in whatever way they can. Thank you very much for listening as I shared this information. Please hit the like button on the video and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and hit the bell in order to be updated for other videos too, because there will be more to come. I will eventually do some more healing videos. More importantly, or also just as important, I will be doing other videos relaying information of other healings that have taken place, and they're just too miraculous, too mind-blowing to not share them. So thank you for allowing me to share. Peace to you.